I wasted $30,000 on a funnel that looked perfect, and it still flopped. But then I discovered something that completely changed the game. It's called the Engage funnel, and it's helped me build a seven-figure business with $0 in paid ads. This isn't theory or some template I downloaded or course that I bought. It's the actual system that I use in my business every single day. And in this video, I'm going to break it down step by step. Stick around until the end and I'll even show you how to turn every single client into new leads automatically. And let's be honest, most funnels today are just stuck. They're meant for quick sales, but they're not meant to build leverage or something sustainable. But in 2025, the game has completely changed. You need to have the ability to build leverage, not just quick sales. And that's where Engage comes in. And I've used all of the classic funnel building strategies. And I've built a lot of funnels that got a ton of clicks and even some sales, but nothing that was actually sustainable. I felt myself backtracking every single week, rebuilding funnels and optimizing instead of really focusing on longevity and sustainability. I've even watched people spend tens of thousands of dollars on paid ads and got nothing back. So funnels shouldn't just sell, they should create momentum. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So Engage is a 5-step loop that has helped me absolutely revolutionize the way that I run my business. It creates sustainability and momentum for the long term. And let's break it down in a very simple way so everyone can understand, whether you've built funnels before or you're just starting out. And Engage doesn't just close leads, it compounds them into clients and case studies and referrals. And here's how you do it. The stages' names are very simple. So the first stage is eyeballs. This is your pattern interrupt. Think of it as the moment that your prospect stops scrolling or sees you for the first time. You have to say something that hits a nerve. You have to make them spark interest because especially in today's world, we are flooded with so much nonsense that it's very hard to capture attention. But don't get me wrong, it's not about being loud. It's about being very, very specific. And I like to open all of my stuff with pain points. And this is where you have to have a deep understanding of your customer because when you say something that strikes a nerve, especially a pain point, that is what's going to spark the initial interest. So for example, for my software company, I know that most people are struggling with juggling tens of tools in order to run their business. So that's the exact phrase I use. Tired of juggling 7 different tools to run your business? Well, that immediately sparks an interest because it hits the pain point. And it's not going to resonate with everybody. It's going to resonate with the people you want to sell to. Your job in this stage is to make them say, oh, wait, that's me. And that is very important. And a lot of people will tell you this online, but you need to understand it for yourself and for your own business. The next is the needle mover stage. So once you have their attention, you need to give them an idea to make them see the problem. One insight that makes them say, I've never heard it that way. So the best way to do this is using different statistics. So for an example, switching tools in CRMs is killing 22% of your revenue every single day. And when people hear that, the first thought is, oh, I've never heard it like that before. So you got their attention, then you moved the needle a little bit. But the next stage is very important. This is where most of the traditional strategies that you're being taught misses. And this is what I believe is very, very important. Because the next stage is the grit builder. Here's where you build trust by showing your own scars, not the success stories, but the war stories. This is what people resonate with the most because too many people online nowadays are selling the dream and they don't show you behind the scenes. So when someone buys your product and they think, oh, that's all sunshine and rainbows, and they hit one hardship, well, they're going to cancel. And they're going to leave and they're not going to have a great experience. But when you tell them from the bat before they even purchase the product that this is going to take time, there's a learning curve with this, it didn't happen overnight, you start building that awareness and trust of being authentic. And why is this important? Because people trust truth over polish, especially nowadays. And the best part is this works way better to get real testimonies from real people. And it flows perfectly into the next stage, which is the action switch. Now is time to actually move them, to get them to take an action. But it's not about selling them. It's about inviting them. Because at this point, if you do the first 3 stages correctly, you've built a relationship. And if I was one of your best friends in the world and you had a new product, Are you going to call me and just hard sell me? Or are you going to invite me to learn more value? Well, that's how you have to treat your customers and your new leads coming in, because you want to build that long term relationship. So it's not about hard selling them just to make a little bit of money. It's about inviting them to help understand how you can solve their problem. So at this point, I don't ask them to buy. I give one action that invites them to learn more. Hey, book a call. I'd love to show you a little bit more. It'll be 10, 15 minutes and you'll either purchase a product and do business, or if not, you're going to walk away with a couple actionable insights that will help you out. Does that sound fair enough? It's a very simple process, and the sell shouldn't be selling. It should be inviting them. And the last stage of this is something that most people overlook in the traditional funnel strategies. They think that's the end. You get them to take the action, you make your money, and that's it. But what I noticed is that doesn't build momentum. That doesn't build longevity or sustainability in your business. But this stage is why it's the most important. It's get them again. Because at the end of the day, getting a customer once is great, but getting a customer over and over and over again is awesome. And getting a customer over and over and over again and telling 3 to 4 friends is going to set your business on exponential growth. And that is what we all want at the end of the day. Less input for higher output. And that is why the get them again stage is the most important stage in this pipeline. And the reason why this works is because when people say yes once, they're more than likely going to be able to say it again. So when you sell them a product, you can sell them again, but don't make it immediate. I am so sick and tired, and I don't know if this is you, but I'm so sick and tired of seeing these 20-step funnels where I can't even purchase the first product because there's 10 other things in the way of me just getting what I wanted. So I don't do it off the bat. Right when you purchase, that's the product you get. And then I build the relationship. I prove the value of what you bought there, and then you can go down the upsell route. But when you're just selling it, you don't have the trust and the value with them to actually start selling them tens of thousands of dollars worth of products. I find it very contradictory. You're trying to sell them more things without building the value and proving that what they just bought is actually worth it. So now that you understand what Engage looks like, I want to show you a real life example of the business that I currently run and exactly how we've mapped this out in the correct stages in order to gain momentum in our business. So I'm going to share my screen and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the full-blown system that we currently run in our business today. And when you look at this, I don't want you to get overwhelmed. I've had years and years of experience on how to build out these systems, but this channel is filled with how you actually build these systems. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and go and watch a couple other videos where I show you how to build this out. But when you're looking at this system right here, you can easily dissect it into the key stages of Engage. So right here is our traffic source. So our traffic source is how we get eyeballs. And that is one of the most important parts because you need that audience. But this is where we also utilize the needle mover because this is where we position our messaging. This is where we identify the problem, get them to engage, and show them a new value or insight of how it works. Then we move them into the retention side of things, the grit builder stage. Our website is filled with authentic testimonies of exactly what we do, our war stories, and our real life testimonies from actual customers. It shows authenticity and transparency. Then once you hit our website, we move into the action builder phase. So this is all designed to retarget people to actually start taking actions in their business and inside of purchasing a product. So all of these are geared towards exactly that. We have a lot of different automations, a lot of different retargeting to get them to take an action. Then we bring them to the checkout phase, which is actually getting them to make a purchase. Then as you can see when we scroll out, this is the biggest model. And this model is the get them again, because that is the most important. All of this stuff is very easy, but this is where most people stop. Most people stop their funnel right here and they make some money and they call it a day. We focus almost a majority of all of our time on the retention aspect. So all of these things are meant to guide people through a process to get them a result and manufacture a story. And we have a great video called Word of Mouth Marketing inside of our channel. I'll link it towards the end of this video that you should watch on how we actually manufacture people to tell stories about our product. But this is very, very important. So this is you seeing it in live action. It is the whole process laid out of exactly what I just explained. So now you understand that this isn't just theory. This is something I practice every single day inside of my business in order to see a massive result and build momentum. And most importantly, build leverage. And like I've explained in other videos, I've built this entire business with $0 in acquisition. Most people teach you how to spend a ton of money. I teach you how you can save it and build leverage and momentum. And as always, I'm not here to sell you some course or some $25,000 mastermind. I'm here to give you practical insights that have worked for me, and hopefully it works for you. So here's what I want you to do. Comment the word engage down below if you found this valuable. And also put in your favorite insight and which stage that you're missing in your business now. And then after you drop the comment, hit the subscribe button on our channel, because this channel is filled with actionable insights and frameworks that you can utilize today without spending thousands of dollars. There's no price tag. It is a simple YouTube channel that is here to give you value, not prices.